What's the best way? Is it a case of meeting producers, meeting agencies, and meeting, production houses and directors, etc., in order for you to pitch stuff to them? Or what's your view on kind of, I guess, cold emailing?
But I suppose the thing that everyone needs to know is what the door is to knock on, to go through, to get your show made. I mean, that's the hardest thing. And that's the thing that I suddenly realized, oh my God, why can't I speak to that person as the commissioner? Why can't I speak to that person? And the agent is sort of slightly squirreling them away. I'm like, oh, presumably they're working with lots of other people. So my sort of main tips would be, if you're a writer, write. Just keep writing. Write. It's a skill, you'll get better at it. If you are waiting for someone to pay you to write a script, then you'll be waiting forever. It's never wasted time when you've written a script if you're a writer, because A, you're exercising your skill, and B, you have then got a finished product. If you go to a channel with a treatment, but no script, they go, that's fine. This is a treatment that says that's the funniest show in the world, but I've got no proof of that. I might as well throw it away. I don't care where this main character went to school. It's of no interest to me. I've got to go and have a meeting with someone in a minute where I tell them their show's cancelled. What the fuck was that? I mean, I think trying to think in those terms is really interesting. It's not this artistic environment that we all really want it to be. So write your script. If you've got the time and you've got the means, write the script. And if it doesn't work, write it again and write it again. Then it's really good. I mean, this is excruciating because, you're putting yourself out there. This is what you think is funny, or this is what you think is dramatic, or this is what you think is interesting. If no one responds to that, fucking heartbreaking. But that's the job you're all in. I'm sorry, there's no better way to put that. But if you never show anyone, you'll never know, and then that's worse. The not knowing is the worst thing in the world. I think I just can't bear it. When I'm in a traffic jam and there's no sign saying how long this traffic jam is, I get so annoyed and so angry. If there was just a sign that said, "It's 10 miles, mate," you're like, "Holy shit, that's really long," but I've got time to sit back. That's fine. I can deal with that. So if you never show anyone, you never know. So maybe if you've got some scenes that you want read aloud, and you've got friends that are actors, and you've got a friendly group like this, then do a rehearsed reading. Great. And other people can go, I think that's really, really fun. Or there's a bit of a hushed silence afterwards. You go, please be honest. Because the worst thing you could do is sort of flim flam about when you're giving other people notes. Just be honest, because otherwise, what's the point? So yes, agents are really good. And again, it completely depends on your genre. If it's something that you could put on at a scratch night in a theatre where other people are doing pieces of their work, that's great, because people go to scratch nights. They're going to see what the new writers are doing. If it's comedy, again, sometimes it's easier just to record a bit of that and cut that together. There are loads of producers and directors that are desperate to work in comedy and or drama, and will do it for free. There are editors that would do it for free because they all want to get out of entertainment. Largely, they want to get out of documentary because it's really boring. It's so boring. I had an incredible meal. I was at a wedding, and the woman sat opposite me was a BBC One documentary maker, and I was making a really bad game show at the time, writing questions for a game show. I said, I'd love to make documentaries like you do. And she said, it's dull as fuck. I'm on my own the whole time. There's no money, and I do every single job, and I never get any thanks. Bye. So we're lucky to be in an industry that people want to be in. So everyone jumps on each other's shoulders, and then you'll notice that you start to build a network of people that you know. There's a director you know that you've worked with a couple of times, and then there's an actor that you think is just absolutely spot on. And then at some point, all the stars will align, and a great piece of content will happen. That's one way it can happen. Equally, if you've got a fantastic script or you've got a bit of tape that you think you should see, hound the agents. That's another route you absolutely can do, and their job is to find people like you, and they will watch stuff. They have to, because they can't afford not to. Because can they really be bothered to go to every comedy night or to every play in London? No one can. They just would rather go home and watch telly and drink some wine. So if they can do it at their desk, why wouldn't they? Producers as well, they're also really good. If you happen to know one, just ask to take them out for coffee and ask what they want, and become friendly, inveigle your way in. The sneakier the better. And then equally with channel people at the channel, same thing. It's kind of like send them an email, and it's all about working out who they are and you know who those people are. If you need any help on that, I can sort of give tips, more specific tips to everyone here. And you know, I mean, it's UK based, so sorry about that. But you know, over 20 years, I've now got, and it sounds like the most bullshit thing to say, the sort of thing you see on sort of shit adverts for, you know, bad traders. So, but I know people now at Netflix and Amazon Prime and Apple and BBC, ITV, Channel 4, UK TV. I mean, like, because they're now my friends, because they're the people I started making telly with, and they've all just got really important, more important than I am by quite a long way. You've got the least good version of my friends.
Joe,
why did you tell us at the start of the call?
Joe, I know a really good coffee place. I don't know if you've been to it.
Let's go, man. Absolutely. Let's go. I'm back up for it.
Yeah, definitely.